Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. What an exciting day. Today is the day that we finally got to see the witness list in the Charlie Adelson Dan Markel case. I wasn't expecting to live stream today, so it took me a while to quickly gather myself together and get these documents and do a tiny bit of background research. But mainly, this is all pretty new to me. So thank you guys for being here. Let's start with what I thought was the most interesting, which is Charlie's list. Let's add that here. This is so exciting, right? I mean, I can't believe some of us have just been constantly checking on the court website, looking for news and stuff. But of course, we are a group of very dedicated, kind of obsessed people who really care about the Dan Markel case. So let's take a look here. And hopefully some of you guys can also provide information for some of these people that I'm not familiar with. So, okay, so this is Charles Adelson's witness and exhibit list. And look how short it is. It's just basically 17 people. And this is very general, of course, but he has 10 exhibits. Doesn't look like much, but it could really be a ton of stuff. So let's look here. Katherine Adelson. So that was Wendi's divorce attorney. So let me bring her up here. You might remember in some of those Donna Adelson emails that I read, Kristen was the person she kept referring to, saying like, hey, didn't you talk to Kristen about this? I said this to Kristen and she nodded her head, and we're paying $600 an hour to this attorney, blah, blah, just like seeming very frustrated and totally overly involved with the representation. So let's see. Wendi's attorney, who is listed as a potential witness. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean the person is definitely going to testify, but possibly. Okay, so let's see here, because this is public info. Okay, Katherine Adelson. She has practiced for over 35 years, board certified marital and family law lawyer since 1996. Okay, recognized as a, lawyer of the year in family law, Tallahassee. Okay, where did she go? Did she go to Florida State? Well, look at all her awards. Makes me feel like I totally need to update my website, which looks pretty crummy. Someone told me that. Let's see. Well, I can't figure out where she went to law school. Not that it really matters here. So she's still practicing free personalized info in minutes. Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, so that's their first witness. So I get the feeling that Ratchbaum is probably going to try to use this attorney to establish how horrible and litigious this whole Dan Markel, Wendi Adelson divorce case was, and how much animosity there was from Wendi toward Dan, because I'm just predicting that he's going to want to point fingers at Wendi. Wendi's the one that did this, not Charlie, right? That's probably his plan. So anyway, so witness number one. Let's take a look here. Let me try to bring back that list because it was really interesting and I just saw it. So let me try to digest it while also trying to talk and live stream and respond to people's remarks here, while also trying to drink something. Let's see. Okay, so Donna and Harvey. Boy, that'll be really interesting because you would assume they don't want to be out there because of the negative publicity, as well as the fact that they themselves are under a big blanket of suspicion, but maybe they are the saving grace to their son's criminal case. So Donna and Harvey, are they going to just get up there and just lie their heads off or make up some stories about how, oh yeah, we hated Gibbers, we hated Dan. Charlie had nothing to do with it. We're the ones that planned it ourselves. Take mercy on him. He was just helping out later. Okay, so the Wendi thing, that's going to be really, really interesting. Actually, I'm sorry to sound repetitive, but all of this sounds incredibly interesting to me because of the family dynamics, the fact that most of us, we believe that the whole family, minus Rob, was in on this. So how are they going to be able to point fingers and maybe put blame on other people while trying to get Charlie found not guilty? That's going to be pretty strange. Sherry Bennett, that's interesting. Okay, so they want to put up the investigators, the police. Who's Gary Cohen? Oh, Gary. Okay, I think that's the person who was going to hire Wendi to work at his Metmel law firm. So I think that's who Gary is. So how would he help Charlie's case? Maybe again to try to prove motive, to show that here Wendi had some sort of great job with my law firm down in Miami. She was going to get paid more, not a lot more, but they really wanted her to come down to South Florida, and therefore Charlie had nothing to do with it, maybe. Okay, so Chris Corbett, Hale Isom, Erica Johnson, Clarissa, those are the employees from Adelson Institute who seemed very brainwashed and totally pro-Adelson. McElveen is the person who, what would you call it, like enhanced the Dolce Vita recording. Michael Mintz, this is the person that I have a big question mark about because I did a quick Google search, but of course there are multiple people with this name across the country. So I don't know who this is. My wild guess is that it could be a distant cousin of Charlie's. So seem to remember in Charlie's deposition during his bogus disability insurance case, my opinion, of course, he mentioned having a cousin with this last name and going to that cousin's medical school graduation, and the relatives seem to live in Texas or Colorado. So maybe this is his cousin. Jason Newland, Patrick Sanford, those are law enforcement people. And of course, we know who June is. So that'll be interesting to see how June testifies if she's called as a witness for Charlie. So let's all hope that she has moved on with her life and she's going to be 100% truthful this time. Okay, so look at the exhibits here. Bump note, bump letter. Okay, well, I don't think those things really help Charlie's case, but it might be spun as a way to say that, look, the only reason Charlie contacted Katie was because it was the undercover guy who mentioned Katie. So it wasn't because Charlie naturally had some sort of conspiracy going on with Katie, so he contacted Katie because he knew they had planned Dan's murder. It was just because the undercover agent had mentioned her name. Okay, Dolce Vita recordings, photos of his residence. How would that have any relevance to help his case? Photos of maybe Charlie's residence or his parents' residence? I don't know. I mean, maybe they're going to show photos of his cash safe and show that other people kept money there, other people had access to it. I have no idea. So that seems interesting to show pictures of somebody's residence. Adelson Bank and financial records. Again, that's so general. So you're not sure, does that mean Donna and Harvey's bank accounts or just Charlie's? So emails, text messages, iCloud extracts, call detailed records, impeachment and rebuttal documents. Okay, so this is kind of slightly disappointing here because I was hoping they would have a lot more details, but this is so general. So how are we really supposed to know what they're bringing to trial? So I don't know if that satisfies what a court would require there. So, okay, so let's see what people's comments are here. Let me get something to drink as usual. Okay. Someone can be on this list and plead the fifth and never be in court. Yeah, that's what Mentor Lawyer said when we had our joint live stream on Friday. He said that normally the judges won't allow people just to be called so that they can show up, waste time, and just plead the fifth. So that would definitely be something that would be taken care of before the trial, where the judge might have to go ahead and make some rulings when people give notice that they intend to plead the fifth. So, okay, just not in a good place to be talking today. I was feeling really croaky after Saturday's live stream also, so sorry. Toxic families leave wounds. Rob will have to face those wounds to testify, especially if he has kids. It's healing for him and the next generation to go through that process of facing the past. Yeah, so Rob is on the state's list, which I'd be glad to show here. Not sure if you guys have already seen all this stuff because I think Fancy put it up on her Patreon recently today. So here's the state's witness list. Okay, so you see Donna, Harvey, Rob, Wendi, Amy Adler, who was Dan's girlfriend at the time he was murdered. Okay, who's Shelby Blank? Okay, I'm not sure who that is. If you guys remember who Shelby Blank, was she the person who did the autopsy? Maybe? Yeah, maybe. Feel free to chime in. Okay, thank you for your help, everybody. Yeah, it sure would be pretty awkward for poor Rob to have to get up there in front of his own family and Charlie and say all these things. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, that's Charlie's list. This is the state's list. Okay. State's witness list. Okay. Brannon, that's the officer who saw Wendi turn around and leave the crime scene right after Dan was shot, or say like maybe an hour, half an hour after he was shot. Who's Bronstein? Okay, I don't remember these names. Justin Karsten, Anthony Clark, I remember him. Oh, he was the medical examiner, right? I think. Okay, Chris Corbett, Brock Dietz. Okay, who's, investigator Dillmore. Okay, so Ryan Fitzpatrick was the former friend who testified about Charlie stapling his cash. Oh, interesting. Sigfredo Garcia, really? Do you think Sigfredo is really going to testify? That would be exciting if he does. Okay, so very interesting. That would be great to finally hear from Sigfredo. Geiger, that was the neighbor who found Dan shot in his car. Jonathan Grossman, Mary Hull. Okay, I really liked this person because she's the one that really drove it home to me during Katie's trial. She was the person who was the forensic accountant who analyzed all the bank records. So looking forward to hearing from her. Craig Isom, of course, we know him. Jimenez was the undercover agent who called himself Sammy. Okay, so he needs to work harder on his gangsta act because he totally did not seem like a Latin king relative or gangster or something, but I think he might be retired now. Okay, but Jimenez did his job despite not sounding very convincing. Okay, Erica Johnson, of course, was that kind of brainwashed employee. Brian Kendall, Cornegay. I don't remember Cornegay or Kendall. Clarissa was the one that seemed like she was drugged and kind of totally out of it. And I don't know, she definitely seemed pretty bizarre. And of course, we all like Jeffrey Lacasse, hoping he's doing well. Katie Magbanua, we're all excited and hoping to hear her tell her truth finally. Joanne Maltese, I remember her. She was law enforcement. McElveen is the one who enhanced the Dolce recording. Namzi Neighbor, wasn't he the guy who owned the club where Katie was working? Yeah, I think that's the guy who testified about how the business was bad and that, he was talking about how Katie got paid, something like that. Yulin, who's Waldo Nunes? Okay, so I'm interested in knowing who where's Waldo? Okay, so does anyone know who this Nunes person is? Okay, I'll look at the comments later. Okay, maybe make this bigger. Okay, so I do not know who this Waldo Nunes person. Oh, Shadrick. Okay, a lot of people loved Shadrick from the first trial, so let's hope they can find him because from what I recall, he didn't show up to the last trial because they couldn't find a good address for him. Okay, Dr. Jerome Obet, that should be interesting if he is called. He was Charlie's former roommate who also gave a deposition. That deposition was read by yours truly as well as Mentor Lawyer last year, where he surprised me by acting really weird and trying to be in character without preparing me for that. So, okay, who's Danny Beth Ritchie? Okay, so I don't know who Danny Beth Ritchie is. Luis Rivera, of course, we know him. Hope his memory is good. Jessica Rodriguez was his girlfriend back then. I don't know who Marsha Rodriguez is, or Carrie Rosanna sounds familiar, but I don't know who that is. Okay, of course, we know Pat Sanford. Stuart Schlaser was the art or music teacher at that charter school who was on the phone with Dan when he was shot. David Sims. Okay, I don't know who David Sims is. I don't know who Robert Schwartz is. Okay, of course, we know June Yindra. Yes, that's Katie's friend who was in the picture with Wendi when they were either at a pool or at the beach together. Stephen Webster was Dan Markel's divorce attorney, and Sean Yao was the bullet trajectory expert witness. So, okay, so let me get back to StreamYard so I can see if you guys have any comments here or questions. Okay. Let me scroll up. Sorry. There are just so many comments these days, but thank you guys for being here. Thanks for caring about justice for Dan. Okay, scroll. Oh man, well, there are just so many comments. I don't know if I can really get up all the way up to the start. Okay. Okay, here. Okay, thank you. Thank you, T. Cancella. These are good comments that you made. Empowering to speak the truth, important for Dan's boys, too, to hear their upstanding Adelson uncle that they're alienated from speak eventually, even if it's watching on YouTube in the future. Yeah, I think that'll be good for them to note that they are not alone and they do have another relative out there who sort of understands what they may have gone through. Can't believe they're bringing back Clarissa. The Adelsons will be hiring another jet for the 3 family and 2 employees. Yeah, that's what I heard. Now I can't even remember who was the source for that info that the Adelsons had actually hired a jet to fly their employees up to Tallahassee. Yeah, but that's definitely something I've heard multiple times in the last year. So, let's see. Okay, thank you for being here. Hey, everybody. I'll just kind of jump and see if there's any like questions or informative comments here. Okay, yes, Rob Adelson is up there for the state. Okay. Yeah, Clarissa was that weird woman who was a former Adelson Institute employee. And the whole time she was testifying the last time, it seemed like part of her mouth was numb or she was on drugs or something. She was just like, like her tongue was swollen or something, and just seemed like she couldn't remember anything, just like Erica. She was very protective of the Adelsons and didn't seem to really want to say anything that could potentially hurt the Adelsons. So, yeah, but I guess they said what was enough to get Katie convicted. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm way behind on the comments. Okay. Yeah, dental office person. That's right. But of course, the Adelson Institute closed down a few years ago. Someone mentioned that Erica was still working in that same office for the new dental practice that bought them out. So, not sure about now. Okay. Katie's plastic surgery team would testify to her confession under anesthesia. Joking. Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I can't wait to see if Katie's going to testify. That would be great because, of course, we know that, sure, she lied over and over again for so many years, but she's going to be able to explain why she lied. And, it's good to hear the truth finally, right? I think by then she would be credible to people in the jury. Defense needs 5 days. Yeah, because they just gave very general descriptions of what exhibits they have. So who knows how long Rashbaum would really need each witness to testify, and how many documents does he mean when he says he has documents about bank records or documents about blabby blab, So who knows? But it's going to be a really long trial. So good luck to those people selected to serve on the jury. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, more June appearances. Yeah, I hope she's having fun shopping and picking out some smashing good outfits and matching purses. Okay, thank you for noticing. I think most of us people who are obsessed with the Dan Markel case know this dress very well. It's from Club Monaco. Thank you, 5Car5, for being the source for telling me it was Club Monaco. So I was able to buy it. Okay, yeah, singing Charles and Charles. Yeah, it's actually a very simple song, right? About the new boy in the neighborhood lives downstairs, and it's understood. He's here to take good care of me, like he's one of the family. Charles in charge of our days and our lives. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rights. I sing, I want Charles in charge of me. Okay, I'm not going to sing for you guys because plenty of people just thought it was really weird when I was singing and acting goofy and stuff. So I'm being serious now. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I think these comments are quite from way back. Okay, I can't believe he'll call the Adelson. Yeah, that should be really weird, but it still reminds me so much of that Casey Anthony trial where the father was there and he was taking the brunt of all these like salacious accusations from his daughter's own attorney that he was some pervert and a molester, and that that he probably killed the little girl and panicked, or they were throwing all sorts of mud at Casey's poor father, but he knew there was no evidence against him. He wasn't going to get arrested, so he would do what he had to do to be the fall guy so his daughter could go free. So who knows if that's also the strategy, if Donna and Harvey are really going to be witnesses. Yeah. Okay, Shadrick Nobles. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, do you think Shadrick is really that necessary for a trial against Charlie, though? Because I can see why Shadrick was important for the first trial, because he actually saw Lewis and Sigfredo, and he did drugs with them. He was at the hotel with them, or motel, and he was the one that also paid for the motel for them. So he was a good witness and pretty essential for the first trial against Sigfredo. But against Charlie, I mean, he didn't know anything about Charlie. He had no dealings with Charlie. And since, back then he was basically homeless and living out of his car, I don't know if they're going to be able to find him or if he's even necessary for Charlie's trial. Probably not. Yeah. So, but that would still be interesting to hear from Shadrick again, yeah, telling it to the attorney straight. And what did he say? Did he say something like, man, this is all bullshit? Or, was it DeCoste or Sam Zanganeh who was asking him if he knew how crack was made? And he was like, do you? So anyway, he was hilarious. So not a lot of people. I don't know. I mean, it seemed to me that Charlie had a surprising number of people. I mean, I'd just be surprised that these people voluntarily want to testify on his behalf, or maybe they aren't being, just pulled in because of subpoenas. Yeah. Okay. So the one that I have up here, it's the state's witness list, but the first one that I showed was Charlie's. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I just slapped on a bunch of makeup to try to rush to do this live stream. So, okay. So we talked about Showballs. Yeah. Oh, Showballs. Mr. Nobles. Yeah. So who knows if he'll really show up. Yeah. I'll be sure to wear that t-shirt again in the future because it's a lot more comfortable than this thick and stuffy and tight dress. Okay. Let's see. Wasn't Kristen also a friend of Wendy's? I don't know. Where did you hear that from? Yeah, I never heard that the attorney was Wendy's friend, but since she was also part of the Florida State Law School community, maybe they knew each other personally. So who knows? But it doesn't seem like Donna was that impressed by Kristen and seemed kind of annoyed that they paid so much money and didn't get what they wanted. Yeah, June on Charlie's list and the prosecution's list. Yeah, let's hope she does the right thing. Okay. Yes, they can call the same person as a witness. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tova was saying something about Dan not being nice to Wendi. Is this the attorney that knew of hidden money that Wendi did not disclose in her divorce filings? Yeah, I think that was the attorney during that time. So, I'm just guessing again, but the attorney would probably be useful to talk about how acrimonious the divorce was and how angry Donna and Wendi were when the relocation request was denied. Okay. Let's see. Okay, just scrolling down. Whole family in court. Yeah. So Gary, that person I'm pretty sure is the law partner who was friends with Harvey, and he was planning on giving Wendi a job if she were able to move down toward Miami. So it was supposed to be some sort of medical malpractice litigation job. So that makes it kind of silly to think that, oh, that job is going to be easier compared to her job being a clinical law professor at FSU. So the pros will make a mincemeat of the Adelsons. Why isn't Charlie on? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess maybe it's assumed that the defendant could be a witness for himself. So maybe he didn't really have to be on the list, but you're right. They didn't list him. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure he still has the right to testify in his own behalf if he decides to. Yeah. Okay. Rashbaum has to be overconfident to put Ma and Pa on. Yeah, well, I'm sure they've been rehearsing and preparing like crazy. You know, everybody's got to put on the best performance of their lives. That was what Wendi told her friend, along with other people that came from Wendi. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the first thing I showed was Charlie's witnesses. Does that list include proposed experts if Rashbaum is trying to attack the Dolce Vita? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I would assume if there was an expert witness, then that person would have to be on their general witness list. So maybe he has no, like, what do you call it? I don't even know what you call that. Like a voice recording expert. Yeah. So I think he's trying to attack it with his motion to exclude the Dolce Vita recording just by claiming that it violated Charlie's rights and that the wiretap shouldn't have happened because so much time had elapsed from the time that Charlie was viewed as a suspect versus when the recording was actually done, something like that, because I didn't read it in great detail today. I had a ton of work to do. So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure that would fail. Oh, okay, Donna will faint on the stand. Okay, maybe she'll be under a bunch of medications and have her depends on. So, Rob Adelson. Yeah, I mean, they could still call back people and ask them questions too. Yeah, so both sides could use the same people. Yeah. Can't wait. Yeah, let's hope that she finally realizes she sounded so shady and terrible when she was trying to back down about that thing. You know, oh, I saw a staple. You know, nobody believed that. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, it's hard to say, like, when is it really going to start because the jury selection is not supposed to be open to the public. So that's supposed to start on October 23rd. And then supposedly the opening statements are supposed to start that Thursday with witnesses either starting to testify that day or the next day, which would be Friday, whatever day that is, the 27th, I guess. Yeah. So these are all just estimates depending on how long it takes for them to seat a jury. Okay. So Donna and Harvey have never faced one question from law enforcement about Dan's murder they have hidden behind their lawyers. Yeah, so it sure will be interesting when they get up on the stand and finally say something, which could be a pack of BS. So Rashbaum just trying to be slick. It will backfire on him big time. Sanford is an expert witness. Oh, okay. You know Michael Vincent, who lost his license. Okay. June will be Instagramming private jet if Adelson's pay her off. Yeah, should be interesting. Okay. Well, it's been maybe a few weeks since I looked at it, but she just always seems very happy and out eating and enjoying life with her dog. So she does have a really cute dog. So let's see. Okay, the first trial is the Adelsons chartered a jet for all the employees. Uh-oh, June again. June drives me crazy, twisting her hair. Yeah, I think most people would be nervous getting up on a witness stand, especially knowing that they're being televised or live streamed and got all these people in the jury and the attorneys and people out there observing, staring at them the whole time. So it's going to be even worse with her knowing that there's precious Charlie, who used to be the love of her life years ago. Yeah. Who will watch the kids? Yeah, who knows? I don't know if they'll have to. Probably seems like they still have plenty of friends down there, so I guess they have friends that could watch the kids. State has 30 listed. Do they even have an original copy of the bump note? Didn't the undercover say he didn't make a copy. Yeah, that's what I thought too, that, wasn't that an issue that they didn't even have the actual bump note anymore? So or a copy of it, yeah. So I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. I don't think the jet charter is a big deal. Well, it sort of is if it looks like the Adelsons are still trying to influence the witnesses by buying stuff for them and, for example, paying for them to get up there. Isn't that nice? I mean, I think it makes it harder for most people to testify against someone if that person is also giving them favors and special perks or gifts. So. Uh, let's see. Or their relatives are doing these favors for them. Yeah. Okay. The defense list is weak at best and will backfire big time. Georgia and Sarah will have a field day. Yeah, I mean, that's what I hope. I sure hope so. That's why this is definitely must see live stream trial. So it's just definitely something we've been anticipating for so long. And of course, for Dan's parents and his sister, his relatives too, finally, they deserve to hear more, especially from Katie, if she's going to really testify to finally hear the truth of what happened. Maybe the plan of Charlie taking up the majority of the time on the stand. Yeah, who knows? I mean, they've got to be treading really carefully if Charlie wants to testify. I mean, he better be much better prepared than Katie was. Katie went up there and just totally blew her own case up. So, yeah, thank you, Roxanne. Thanks. See, cannot wait for this trial. Yep, join the rest of us. Face, green smiling face. Okay. Can they add more witnesses later? Last minute surprise for Georgia Cappleman. I don't think so. So that's why they have these rules about deadlines for telling each other who the witnesses are and what the exhibits are going to be. So I don't think the judge would let each side surprise each other. Okay, your friend has a friend. Yeah, let me drink something else here. Boy, yeah, I really was not planning on live streaming today. I was going to take a break. Okay. Oh, let me scroll a little bit more in case people want to see this better. Okay, so scrolling up, state's witness list there. Okay, Rashbaum is not spending much on witness hotel rooms. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll have to ask mentor lawyer about the rules, but usually the witnesses have to be responsible for getting themselves there if they're subpoenaed, although they could get reimbursed, I think, for reasonable travel costs. Yeah, so I'm not sure how exactly that works. Because a long time ago, when I did have a jury trial, it was a civil case, and there was some surveyor that was involved with the litigation, and he asked me if he could get paid for his time, but he was an actual fact witness. He wasn't there to be an expert, so I had to give him the bad news was that he wasn't going to be paid for showing up under subpoena. So, leaving on a jet plane without you, Charlie. Don't know when I'll be back again. Okay. If they're going to plead the fifth, that all would have been hashed out much earlier. Yeah, I mean, that's why I feel like, the hearing that they're going to have is not until October 20th. So that's so close to when jury selection is supposed to start. So I wonder, does the judge have enough time to read through these motions and figure out how the law applies and what evidence is going to be suppressed versus what evidence is going to be allowed. So hopefully Judge Everett will be able to make his rulings really quickly. Okay. Yeah, I figured that was a song, but I don't know it exactly. So, okay. Oh, okay. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the one I'm showing right now is the state's list. Okay. Okay. Hope they take the fifth. They'll show their true colors. Yeah. Yeah, you like Mary Hull also. Yeah, she was a great witness. Yeah, this is just so interesting that Sigfredo might testify. Wow. Well, wouldn't that be great because he has nothing to lose at this point, and he's had years to be stewing about this whole murder, which he got roped into thanks to Katie. Yeah, so that's a surprise. Where's June with her stapled money testimony? Yeah, I mean, she needs to just stop, being so wishy-washy because it makes her look totally ridiculous on the stand. So, yeah, Charlie's going down. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Luis Rivera was there for the state. Oh, okay, thank you. Thanks, Angela. Wow, you know more than I do. You really should do a YouTube channel. Shelby Blank is a general surgeon in Tallahassee, probably the one who saw Dan when he was brought to the hospital. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, okay, cashier. Okay, you're joking. Right? Cashier at the Office Max. Okay. Yeah, so everybody's surprised to see Sigfredo there. Can Charlie still do a deal? Sure. I mean, his trial hasn't even started. And I don't know about Florida, but I remember some attorney telling me that defendants can still cut a deal all the way up until the until sentencing, maybe. But here, as we've seen with Katie in Florida and maybe some other states, you can still make a deal even after you've been convicted and sentenced. So that's pretty unusual. I mean, seems kind of surprising to me. So he could definitely still do a deal at this point, but it seems very unlikely. So, okay, yeah, we all hope June. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this is still the states list that's up here. Yeah, Katie Magbanua is there, number 27. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm really behind on these comments. So. No transport order for Sigfredo. Yeah, so that's interesting that they went ahead and still put him up there then. Who knows? Yeah. No, he can still plead. I mean, he doesn't have to testify against himself, but yeah, not sure. I'd have to ask mentor lawyer, but I think he can still plead the fifth even though he's convicted. So I think. Okay, don't quote me on that though. Okay, I'll just scroll down here. Okay, thanks everybody. Oh, haha, none of your business. Yeah, I'm like, who is that person? Who's the Nunez person? Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, now I remember him. Okay, I remember him. The guy who worked at one of the rental car places, but now he's a traffic police officer. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks. Okay, see the collective minds of everybody. Thank you. Hey, Fancy, thank you so much for being here. I listened to most of your live stream last night, but I was just totally exhausted and multitasking. So thank you for all your coverage and giving us so much great information so we can all be better educated in this case. Okay, yeah, thank you guys. Okay, so believe it. Okay, I love that screen name. Okay, everyone's saying hi to Fancy. Okay, showing love. Okay. Hey, down the rabbit holes. Can't wait until he's in prison. All the testimonies by Wendi are egregious lies, as mentor lawyer alluded to this weekend. The murder was all for Wendi. She's lying, telling the court she and her family are not involved. Yeah, totally. Can't wait to see what kind of act or demeanor she puts on this time. And I hope people have told her she looked like an idiot and a weirdo with those weird looks and, just obvious lies, and I don't know, just the whole presentation she gave was just disgusting. So very off-putting. I'm sure people who used to be her friends were also pretty disgusted by how she acted on the stand. Terrible acting, by the way. Was hoping that state would call Jay Shapiro the Adelson CPA, since no one even bothered to talk to him about Charlie's and Harvey's accounts. Yeah, well, eventually they did talk to him or know about him, because Georgia mentioned that at one of Charlie's hearings last year. So maybe Jay had nothing of value to say. Yeah. Although I would be curious to think, like, well, when Harvey told you that he thought that the whole family might get arrested, then what did you say? And did you ask him any more follow-up questions? Why would he be concerned that he might get arrested? I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Trial will be. Yeah. Rob Adelson, he is at the top of the list for the state's witnesses. Yeah, what type of deal? Yeah, well, that's where I'm getting confused. I don't know what's really going on. It's not like I have some sort of insider knowledge, but Tim Jansen did say that Katie didn't get a deal. So I don't know. I mean, I guess even if she doesn't get a deal, she could still decide that she's mad. She wants to get back at Charlie and his family, so she's just going to come clean and testify for the state anyway, I guess. So who knows? I mean, big question mark there. Yeah. Do not understand how Rashbaum can represent Charlie when he previously represented Donna and Harvey. If true, then it should be an unwaivable conflict. Yeah, I don't know what the Florida rules of professional conduct are, but I mean, maybe under Florida bar rules, it is okay if your client has full knowledge of it, and if they all waive the potential conflict and say, well, we're all in on it together. So, I have no idea, but he is allowed to, because he's obviously still representing Charlie. So, and of course, we've seen that Charlie is so close and meshed with his mom, especially. So I don't see him really turning against her. So yeah, it does seem really weird that the same attorney is representing these two family members, though. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. You're the one with all the answers. Thank you, Angela. Carrie Verzana is a forensics examiner. Oh, okay. Thank you. She's the phone gal was at the other trials. Okay. Thank you. Danny Beth is in law enforcement. I think she specializes in guns/bullets. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Everybody's just so knowledgeable here. And here I am with my croaky, crappy voice, just kind of rambling about this stuff. Okay. Perhaps one of them is the breast augmenter. No, that, what did they say? Yeah, the Dr. Rudner, aka Boobner, is not on the witness list. Yeah, but they do have records that they might be using as an exhibit. Okay, Marsha, short dark hair, can maybe attest to the cloud stuff with the phones and WhatsApps. Okay, yeah, pretty robust witness list. Okay, thank you. Marsha Rodriguez was a cell phone expert who downloaded Wendi's phone. Great. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to get any real work done for 3 weeks when this trial is going on, and it could be 4 weeks. So, okay, yeah, I agree. You're also good at remembering names. I forget names all the time. Yeah, okay, so thank you, Gary. Waldo Nunez worked at the rent-a-car. Does it mean they won't be arrested? Well, definitely not any time before Charlie's trial, especially if the state has them listed as potential witnesses for the state too. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. The cop that extracts data from phones. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to just have to really skip through because I am running out of time and still have so much real work to do. So, Okay, if Katie comes clean, the jurors will sympathize. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Hi, Skeeter Girl. I like that Rob is on there. I hate it for Rob, though. Yeah, I have no idea. But he was very brave, and he and his wife were both very articulate in that Wandery podcast where they talked a little about the family dynamics and how, Rob was kind of laughed at for being so honest about giving change back. Yeah. So I thought that was cool that he was willing to come forth and speak publicly. Okay, better extend your stays at hotels. Yeah, I mean, the expense is going to add up too. So, okay. Sigfredo, tell me listed Sigfredo in there. No, they have Sigfredo there in addition to Luis Rivera. So that would be really surprising if Sigfredo gets up there on the stand and says a bunch of stuff. That would be so awesome, though. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure there is a trial, but I haven't booked a hotel yet. I say if she comes clean and spills her guts, she can do a GoFundMe, write a book, and she will have money. Yeah. Although I wonder, are there rules? I thought there were some rules about convicted murderers profiting from writing a tell-all book, but again, I'm not sure what the laws are in Florida, especially. So, okay, they're both listed. She doesn't need the Adelsons. Better get out of prison in 15 years. Yeah. Yeah, the limited immunity. I don't know. I would be surprised if the state wanted to give them limited immunity because they're not as important to establish the background of the whole case. So I'm not sure. Again, I can't make any sort of definitive statements because this case has had so many different weird surprises. So, okay. Okay, I'll just scroll all the way down and probably go ahead. Let's take this off the screen. So this was the state's witness list. And I'll just go ahead and scroll down a little bit for people who still want to see it again on replay or whatever. State's witness list. Okay, so I'm going to take it off the screen. And, oh, okay. Oh, we haven't even seen the state's amended exhibit list. So let me at least show that. So I don't have the previous one right in front of me, so I can't immediately say this is what they changed from the other list. Okay, so let's enlarge this. Okay, so I'll just scroll through it because I can't keep reading all this stuff. So. Okay, so Vic is Dan Markel, the victim. Oh, they misspelled Katie. Katie Jessica. Okay, those are their documents. Yeah, so they don't specifically say what's app here. It says emails, summary, records. See, it just says summary communication records. Financial records, checks, bump flyer. Okay, iCloud extracts. Yeah, so let's see, disks/thumb drives, video clips. Okay, so as Mentor Lawyer explained, CDR means called data records. Cell phone tower dumps, ATM video bank records. Okay, of course, the Dolce Vita wire calls to undercover thumb drive with different data. Okay. So demos, it just says Katie and Charlie's communications. So yeah, so it is interesting that they don't specify anything about WhatsApp. So not sure about that. Okay. So that's the state's amended witness list. I'll go ahead and take that off the screen and try to address some comments and call it a night. So yeah, it's just Mondays are usually the worst days for me because I get tons and tons of phone calls and emails and had this little court hearing this morning. So okay. Yeah, see, that's what I was mentioning. Yeah, I was hoping to see WhatsApp info and exhibit list. Yeah, so they didn't specify that. That's weird. Charlie could produce a behind the wall. Oh, gross. Okay. Yeah, who's gonna pay for that? That's disgusting. Yeah. Over my dead body, forget. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's where Rob Adelson and his wife spoke. Is it going to be televised? Yeah, it's definitely going to be live streamed on Deep Dive True Crime. So just helping James spread the news about his channel. I'm sure everybody here already subscribed to his channel, but he's getting closer and closer to 100K subscribers. I think he's at about 95K subscribers. So he's going to be paying out of his own pocket to live stream Charlie Adelson's trial for us. So definitely watch on his channel and support his channel. Watch some of the ads or whatever. So yeah, so thank you to James, mentor lawyer, for bringing so much attention from the start to Dan Markel's case. Hey, Sonny. Tuto and Titty have no honor to each other. They both blame each other. Toto was like, okay, that's funny. Okay, I don't think I should say those words on YouTube. Yeah. Well, I didn't get the feeling that Luis Rivera was blaming Sigfredo for everything. I mean, at least he seemed remorseful on the stand and even shed a tear. So I didn't really get the feeling that he was angry towards Sigfredo. Yeah. Okay, why would they need to show autopsy pictures for Charlie's trial? Seems unnecessarily macabre. Well, I still think it really brings it forward for the jury to see what really happened to the victim in the case, because the whole case ultimately is about Dan Markel, brilliant scholar, esteemed law professor, loving father and son and brother, being savagely murdered so that his wife or ex-wife and the kids could move down to South Florida, allegedly. So I think that usually they do show some photos of the victim and autopsy photos at murder trials. Yeah. Okay, today is a Jewish holiday. I wonder if the children... No, I'm pretty sure that the children are not spending time with Dan's parents today. Okay, but if it's true that the kids have been getting to see the grandparents recently, I would love to hear that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Seagate. Thanks for your support. Okay, yeah. Amex equals one food shop. Okay, yeah, that's funny. Let's see. Okay, I've never heard of that. What's a Gatherer's pastilles? Okay, I'll look into that. Rashbaum may be just acquiescing to his client's wishes to try for a Hail Mary, but as of now, it looks like near slam dunk conviction. Yeah, I think so too, but let's just wait and see what magic Rashbaum and Myers managed to stir up and what these witnesses might be saying on behalf of Charlie. Who knows? Yeah, jury sympathy, outrage. Sometimes you forget what murder looks like. Yeah, that's why they usually show some photos of the victim after being shot. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you like this dress? It's actually the dress. Yeah. Again, thanks to 5Car5 for telling me last year what kind of dress it was. Yeah. Okay, so don't forget Deep Dive True Crime. please help him get up to 100K subs and watch the trial on his channel, the live stream. Okay, thank you, Helen. Thank you, guys. Okay, so let me try to scroll down a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did watch some of his really old live streams, and I can't even remember how long ago they were from, probably at least 2 or 3 years ago, and it seemed like there was only, like, one person on his chat, and he was just, like, sitting there on his sofa or in the corner of his living room, just kind of rambling on, but it was very interesting, though. You know, if you really care about the Dan Markel case, then you really do want to go back and see some of those really old videos from, say, like whatever it was, 2016 or 2015. I'm not sure how long ago he started covering the case, but it's nice to see that his channel has totally grown in the last few years. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you want the jury to appreciate the horror that occurred here. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Lewis seemed pretty pissed off with Katie. Yeah, that she's the one that started this whole mess, you know, roping in Sigfredo and always treating him like SHIT, telling him what to do. Okay, good question about arrests. Given how they left Tallahassee before Isom could interview them, I think it would be sweet for them to be arrested there. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's probably unlikely that Harvey will get arrested, but, you know, I mean, if anything, I feel like Donna should be the next person after Charlie gets convicted. Okay, autopsy photos are necessary to show what they did to this innocent victim. Oh, okay, June is a witness. She's listed for both sides. Okay. What if she'll wear the same outfit? Yeah, that would just, everybody will be laughing, right? Yeah. Okay, that would not be charming. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Skeeter Girl. These will be all fresh jurors, so they need to see it. Yeah, that's right. The autopsy photos or photos of Dan at the hospital. We only want justice. It will come. Yes, let's all hope so. Okay. Hope Wendi wears the dress for her arrest. I don't know. If Charlie isn't on the witness list, does that mean he will definitely not be testifying? I don't think so. I kind of feel like if he's the defendant, then he does have the right to testify. Maybe they didn't really have to spell it out on the witness list. Yeah. So that's just my guess, though. Yeah. Yeah. As Donna said, never, never, never give up. Okay. Although it was on Wendi's necklace. So believe it or not, you can actually buy different necklaces online that say never, never, never give up or never give up, something like that. So that's what Donna was referring to, was a necklace that Wendi had. It's obvious Donna got a desperate single mother to do the dirty work for. Yeah, I mean, Katie was just always having financial trouble, Sigfredo too, so what better person to rope into it than Katie? So I'm sure Charlie was getting all excited when he got to know more about Katie and her shady baby daddy. They're luring the Adelsons to the courthouse so they can cuff them in the hallway after they testify. Well, I don't know, wouldn't that be great? But somehow I doubt they're going to be arrested right then and there. Yeah, I'll be there to photograph it. Yeah, justice is coming. Yeah, let's all hope and pray for that. It'd be hilarious if you made it to Wendi's testimony in their dress. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to, because I think that would be kind of disrespectful to just be like dressing up in some goofy outfit, you know, to make fun of people at the courthouse. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. It would be distracting and disrespectful to the process. So yeah, I mean, people get on my case already for being inappropriate, making these comedic parodies and stuff, but I do have some sense of decorum in terms of, you know, going into court not wearing a Wendi dress or a Donna outfit, so, or dressing like June. So, okay, yes, justice for Dan Markel. Thank you, Jacelyn. Thanks for being there. I know we all want to see Wendi's ridiculousness on the stand, but I'm personally psyched to see Mama Donna. Yeah, if she really does testify, boy, that'll be interesting to see how she explains her phone calls, just saying like, oh, I was just really frustrated because, Danny was just so mean and abusive to my daughter. I was so upset. And, I think it's normal for someone to feel that way when their child's going through a bad divorce. And Dan was just like a religious zealot, who knows what shade, if she gets on the stand, what kind of shade she's going to throw and try to make it seem like, she was just behaving like a normal person. Yeah, Lewis has the most moral. Yeah, isn't that strange? Yeah, people have said that they feel that if Lewis had grown up in a privileged, more richer environment, that he could have turned out to be like a better person with no criminal background. So it's usually the poor people who are desperate and commit crimes. So yeah, he definitely seems to have more morals than some of the other people involved in this case. Yeah, well, Donna first. Yeah, I think Donna would be the next person, and I sure hope so. So, does anyone know if Donna's trying to raise Charlie's kid now that he's in jail? No, the child's mother is still around. So as far as I know, she's raising the child, and her mother seems to help out sometimes. Yeah. So, but there was that message that somebody left on my paternity and child support live stream show where the person purported to be Charlie's child's mother, saying that Wendi and Harvey were the best grandparents and they're known as grandma and grandpa, and these people are so great, something to that effect. But the person removed the comment, so it's no longer there. But I did read it, though. Yeah, that was interesting to hear directly, supposedly from someone involved in this. Okay, thank you. June must be so excited about the prospect of all the future trials. Oh, yeah, I do wonder if, like, how she feels behind the scenes. But, I mean, the way she testified was just so transparent. I mean, it was so obvious that she was trying to just trying to protect Charlie and protect the Adelsons and trying to act like she was just spewing a bunch of crap back in 2018 because she was mad at Charlie back then. So, yeah, I mean, have some morals. Yeah, definitely no Katie. Well, Katie does show up as a potential witness for the state. Okay, June loves the attention. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll see some nice selfies around the time of the trial. Charlie has child support and attorney's fees. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I explained that I'm not going to wear this dress. Plus, it is pretty uncomfortable. That's another reason why I feel like I need to end the live stream because this dress is kind of tight in the wrong places and loose at the top, and it's very ill-fitting. So, and it's thick and hot too. So, is the father in the witness list? Yes. Yeah. Harvey is listed as a possible witness for both sides. Yeah. So interesting. Yeah. Oh, okay. The fake New York accent. Thank you. You'll hear more of it. I'm hoping to do another live comedy and musical show that whatever that Saturday is, the first Saturday in October. So I'm still working on something now for that. Charlie needs a hang in there, but oh yeah, I remember those were popular in the 80s. I think my sister had one. Yeah, hang in there poster. Okay. Harvey Adelson, number 3. No, I'm not going to wear it. Yeah, I will be very inconspicuous and hiding in the back. So, okay, Georgia just does what she is told. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, isn't it up to Jack Campbell? So, yeah, who knows? Maybe she will, but everybody will be laughing at her. Yeah, thank you, Julia, whatever you agreed with me about. Okay, yes, Donna should know how to spell gibbers. Okay. Wait till they cross. Yeah, but see, she's just gonna, maybe she acts like Wendi, where it's like, what? What me? What me worry? She would probably just be like, oh, well, of course I was really upset. Like Danny was just a really hard person to deal with, and he was a big bully, and he was so arrogant, and and just so emotionally abusive to my daughter. So it was just an idea. It was just an analogy as to what kind of strategies we needed to get back at him, you know, to give him a taste of his own medicine. Yeah, I could just see. Yeah, it's easy for Donna to spin it that way to make herself look like a victim. Like I had to act like that because of, you know, Danny was so awful. Can't wait for the $1,000,000 bride. Yeah, exactly. So again, she'd be like, well, you know, I'm a loving grandmother and I love my children. And, you know, Danny was such a horrible person and we didn't want him being a bad influence on the grandchildren, blah, blah, blah. You know, he was so busy working all the time and traveling all the time for his job and work was more important. Yeah, she could totally go off, you know. And of course, Dan is deceased now. So just like Wendi, Donna could totally go off on a tangent trying to paint Dan as this horrible person who drove them to it or, you know, caused his own misery or whatever. So, yeah. Laughing out loud over here. Snoopy and Woodstock coffee mug. Yeah. They should ask June, did Donna Adelson say, oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Kappelman already asked June about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that came up already in a previous trial. So that's one of the statements that Rajbaum is trying to suppress because he doesn't want June to be able to testify about that. But I think it should be allowed because it's not being offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. You know, we're not having a trial as to whether Dan was haunting them from the grave. Yeah, she's bought and paid for the. Yep, sure sounded like that. And then someone claiming to be her relative pretty much said that in one of those Justice Dan Markel Facebook groups. Yeah, she's not on. Yeah, but she didn't even know, as far as I know, you know, like she didn't even know Charlie around the time that Dan was murdered. So what useful info would she have to say for the criminal trial? Yeah. So she also thought she hit the jackpot with a wealthy dentist and her boss's girlfriend's friend. Yeah, probably because at that point, you know, he was a multimillionaire. As excited as we all are, can you imagine the anxiety? Yeah, they're probably busily rehearsing and plotting what they're going to say. Yeah. Isn't June charging money for selfies with her? Okay. Yeah, that was someone said, or was it Mentor Lawyer or someone? It's hard to pinpoint all of this because we have so many comments and so many commenters, and sometimes commenters get things wrong and stuff. But supposedly, a reporter asked June if he or she could talk with her for an article, and her first question was, "Is it going to be paid?" Something to that effect. Yeah. So. Doesn't June have a real estate license now? Yes. Hope she has moved on. Yeah, I sure hope so. Yeah. She does. I mean, ultimately, she does seem like a pretty and a nice and, you know, nice person. So I definitely wish her the best. I hope that she is no longer, how do we say it? As Lacasse said, he was, what did he say? He was like under Wendi's spell. So let's hope that June has definitely gotten out from under Charlie's spell because it's been so many years and he's already done her wrong so many times. Yeah, but True Lifestyles doesn't have any evidence that June is still in communications with Charlie. No phone calls to him at the jail. Okay, it's official and happening. Okay, great, Sonny. Yeah, I hope you have a good trip there. Okay, Wendi may think wearing that dress for, yeah, right. Okay, that'll be interesting. Can Wendi be committed? Sorry, I really need something to drink here. Oh, okay. No, unfortunately, no. So let's see. Okay, yeah, you do feel sorry for her in some way. Yeah, she did get manipulated. She was lied to. Charlie then ended up impregnating somebody else. But she still got back together again with him. Yeah, just in time for Sigfredo and Katie's first trial. Yeah. Why such a circus? Yeah. Well, I mean, there still has to be like a big trial. The state still has to prove its case. So, yeah, it's definitely very interesting to all of us. Yeah, I doubt it because based on what the relatives said in the Facebook group that Charlie allegedly told the baby mama that there are things you don't need to know. You don't need to be involved with this when he broke up with her. So, but that's not the same as saying, yeah, I killed him, or yeah, I wanted him dead. So I decided I was going to take charge of my family and use Katie and Katie's connections to kill off Dan. So, yeah, so it doesn't seem like the baby mama has any valuable information for either side. Yep, Wendi said they show up if they're subpoenaed. Okay, we shall see. Yeah. Okay, it's possible Garcia may have seen the light and will cooperate as Katie proffered. There are many bones Georgia can throw at him even now. Fascinating. Yeah, now I can't remember who said this. Was it my prosecutor friend Cyril from California or some other attorney said that, a proffer doesn't have to result in a reduction of someone's sentence. It could be something like some extra perk, like being moved to a different prison that's closer to the person's family or whatever. I don't know. Now I can't remember who had mentioned that. So it could be that either Sigfredo wants to testify because he finally has a moral fiber in his body or something, or because he's mad at Charlie or mad at the Adelsons who got him, or he blames for this whole mess. So he's angry now and wants to get back at him. It could be, so it doesn't really necessarily have to correlate with getting years knocked off his sentence. So, because he is the shooter. So it's probably unlikely that he would get any sort of sentence reduction. But if he voluntarily wants to testify to back up Katie, for example, then more power to him. And it sure would be the right thing to do at this point. June thinks she's the modern. I don't know. I mean, I would pay money to buy a book if she later wrote a book about this. Okay, so yeah, I was thinking, well, how much would I offer to June if she gave me an interview? I don't know if she would even do that, but I'd be willing to pay her something for an interview. It's still her time. I mean, I expect people to pay me for my time, so why wouldn't I pay someone like June later to please speak with me so we can finally get more info from you and hear your side of the story? That would be so cool, right? But of course, I'm not going to propose that. I'm not going to interfere with someone who's going to be a witness. Yeah. Okay. Okay, gold digger, right? Yeah. Well, she did say on her Instagram that she's not satisfied with growing her career anymore. She simply wants to be someone's hot wife. So if there are any rich men out there, look her up on Instagram, because it looks like she's still single. So maybe, I don't know. June is just another Adelson victim. Her parents are actually great people, went to their restaurant many times. Yeah, she's an airhead, but no criminal. She's a victim. That's right. She's not a criminal. And she got roped into Charlie's spell. So, because I feel like Charlie and Wendi are very similar in terms of their personalities and the way they treat people, just based on what I've read, of course, since I don't know these people. But, you do feel sorry for June on some level. Yeah, that's what some other people have said too, that they used to go to her family's Thai restaurant and saw her around. Donna, do you know how much your food bill is for two growing boys? I have read. Yeah. It wasn't that funny. It's like you're like a multi-millionaire times who knows what, but yet she was keeping receipts on how much those little boys ages whatever, like 3 and 4, how much they were eating. They're going to be eating much more than those yogurt tubes soon enough. always thought she was a strong, independent woman. Okay, well, did Charlie dump June just to... No, I mean, he didn't even know June back then, so he met Katie. This is kind of pathetic that I think I know the timeline, but he met Katie sometime in 2013, maybe fall, because she was working as a front desk receptionist type person at Sophie Dental, and so Charlie worked there sometimes, and that's how he met Katie. So he didn't meet June until probably, I don't know, maybe, I'm going to say maybe late 2014 or even 2015, but that was because I think June said she was dating his roommate, Jerry, at the time. And so Charlie and his girlfriend at the time, they all met up, and then Charlie and June started hitting it off and talking a lot. And it wasn't until maybe later in 2015 that one of June's friends happened to be a patient at a practice where Charlie was. I don't know if it was necessarily the what do you call it, Adelson Institute, but somehow they got to talking, and Charlie realized this patient was a good friend of June's. So he said he would do some procedure for free for this patient if she gave him June's phone number or put him in touch with June. So sounds kind of unprofessional to say that to one of your patients, but so that's how later on Charlie did hook up with June, and they started dating, and it seems like their relationship was, I mean, he clearly was cheating on her and dating other people and stuff, but their relationship was mostly in 2016, I think, through 2017. Then supposedly they took a break, and that's where he started talking to Bree. And after about 6 weeks of just talking, then whoops, she got pregnant and had their son back in, I'm gonna say, December of 2017. Okay, so when people love money and expensive things more than the truth, I don't think they're good people. Yeah, that's true. Let's see how these people testify at the next trial. Yeah, there's still time to redeem yourself if you are a witness who is acting wishy-washy or possibly lying to protect the Adelsons. So thank you, Angel Baby, for being here. Yeah, June was definitely after Katie. Yeah, June wasn't even around when Dan got killed. Yeah, she didn't even know Charlie then, as far as I know. Okay. Maybe Rashbaum will hurt himself again so he can limp around garnering sympathy. Oh, okay. Well, let's hope not. Yeah, I hope nobody gets injured, and holds up the trial. Yeah, we don't need this trial to be rescheduled again. When June was with Charlie, he was seeing Dave's nanny and got her. Yeah, but supposedly they took a break from their relationship, and during that 6 weeks of talking, then she got, yeah, they were talking for about 6 weeks, and then she got pregnant. Yeah. Remember that line? Okay. Let's see. No more babies for Charlie. Yep. Okay. There are a million perks they can throw at him. That's right. He's already getting kosher meals, for example, Sigfredo. Okay. Tuto looked tough in the dual trial. I'd be surprised if he has much to say. Didn't his lawyer say he was frustrated? Yeah, but the lawyer was mostly frustrated that Sigfredo didn't want to follow what the lawyer was trying to tell him to do, because if he took a deal or whatever, he'd have to basically rat out Katie and talk about Katie's involvement in that. So Sigfredo was just basically trying to protect Katie, his so-called wife, or the mother of his kids. I heard Harvey, Donna, Wendi are booking an 8-room Airbnb looking for 5-room. Okay, that would be funny. Yeah. Okay, yes. So I showed that stuff on the screen earlier. Yeah, that I was talking about the friend who's a prosecutor, Cyril. Yeah. So I really do thank him. I mean, it's so hard to find attorneys who are willing to look into this case and talk about it. So you basically have to just hope that there are some attorneys out there, like Carl Steinbeck, who are really into the case and, want to talk about it and really read everything there is, because for most of these criminal defense or prosecutor friends of mine, they're so busy with their real jobs, they don't even have any time or interest to spend more hours of their free time reading about a totally different case. Okay, I hope so. Yeah, let's hope they are safe. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that Adelsons would take any action against those kids. I mean, they basically raised them. Yeah. So let's hope they're doing okay. Some prisoners turn to God, just wanted to. Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, he's got a whole life in prison to keep thinking about things. So she may not have appreciated Spruce. Yeah, that's right. Don't forget to like. Thank you very much. Let's see. Let's scroll down. Okay. Oh, okay. Mentor Lawyer is going live. Okay, great. So I can stop talking because I know we all want to dash on over to either Deep Dive True Crime or whatever other channel he's going to put it up on. What's the name of that new? He keeps changing the names of his channels. Is it Law and Justice with Mentor Lawyer or Mentor Lawyer Crime Network? Well, either way, I'm subscribed to them, so I'll get on over there after I get something else to drink. Yeah, so Bree is not on the witness list. Yeah, so, but that's not surprising to me. Yeah. Yes, I practice family law, and I also do civil litigation too. So, but there have been plenty of other types of law that I've had experience with earlier. Judy, Mentor Lawyer, James was talking about wanting to get together. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't hear from him, so I was like, okay, well, let me just do a live stream right now, throw on my dress, my special special attire, and put on some makeup and get on live. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Thanks for being there, RPH. Can't categorize any of their dealings as relation. Yeah, that's right. Hi, Wesley. I decided to go to that new law school by you. Which one? The Elon? Well, Elon hasn't opened their night school in Charlotte yet, but there is a High Point University Law School that's opening up, which I don't know if you're just joking about going there or not. Okay. Sometimes it's good to hear an objective attorney who's not in the case. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys can call me objective anymore, because I've also gone down the rabbit hole of just trying to read and listen to almost anything about the case and really look into it. And I think it's pretty obvious that, that Charlie was all in on it. Wendi was in on it. Donna, I think Harvey probably at least knew about it. But I'm not sure if anything would happen against him. James seems to like Ratchbaum looking. Yeah, he did say that he had played tennis with him and that he was a nice guy. Yeah. Thanks so much for your continued coverage. Okay, thank you so much. Hey, Mona, thanks for all your support. Yeah, Uncle Carl. Yep. Okay, yeah, and also please subscribe to the Society page. Yeah, I really enjoyed those videos, especially the last one, because Jeff needs to know that he is supported and we appreciate him being honest and going back to the investigators over and over and over again to try to tell more about what he knew and trying to be helpful, unlike some people who are involved in the case. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. Mentor Lawyer Justice Network. Okay. So let's go to his channel, either that one or Deep Dive whenever he's going to go live. Okay. Thank you, Angela. Can people stand outside the court? I have a giant cardboard Pepto-Bismol. Okay. Well, they might tell you to move your cardboard Pepto-Bismol thing if you're blocking the way or something. But yeah, I think usually people can stand outside the courthouse. Just think of that whole Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, brouhaha. That was actually in Fairfax, Virginia, at the courthouse, or that same area where I used to practice when I worked up in Northern Virginia. So yeah, people can definitely stand outside the courthouse as long as you're not causing a commotion or blocking people or something, or heckling people, I guess, but I'm sure you wouldn't do that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's public property. Murder, suicide, horrible thought, but they are horrible people. Yeah, I mean, I guess that we have discussed that also on True Lifestyles channel, where she was talking about Charlie being on the S watch. Um, yeah, that could be a possibility, but I think that they're all pretty confident that Rashbaum's gonna do a great job and somehow get Charlie out of it. Yeah, Judy and Emma, great duo. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, he actually did ask me if I wanted to do a weekly show, and I was like, "No way, I don't have time," like, I really don't have time to keep reading up on different criminal cases, and, there's just, like, too much work to do for real um, my real way of making a living. So, yeah, but it's always fun to get together with other people and talk about this case. Yeah, family court. Okay. Well, I'd like to think that I'm trying to help people through difficult situations, and I really try to sell people on the idea of doing collaborative divorce as well as mediation instead of going to court. So, definitely, I'm not one of those scorched earth types of people. Yeah. Oh, okay, from High Point. Yep, I've been there a bunch of times. Okay, so let's jump on ML's channel. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to have him on again, but, he's so busy. It's a lot to ask somebody to, spend all his time reading up on a new case and getting up in front of the public where they're gonna be asking you questions and potentially getting mad or criticizing you and stuff. Yeah, it's tough to be a guest on someone's show. So, oh, they tracked her through her cell phone. Yeah, so that was really amazing. I was surprised too that the Tallahassee police quickly got her cell phone number and tracked her to the restaurant. I'm sure she wasn't expecting them to show up and question her so quickly. Yeah, okay, hot bath? Okay, so you're not gonna watch ML's live stream? Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, stay unobjective. You know why? Oh, okay. Let's see. In Florida, perjury by contradictory statements is a third-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison, up to 5 years. I know you don't read, but please reread this law. Yeah, wouldn't that be great if finally someone gets prosecuted for perjury? Yeah. Okay, bring the cardboard inside. No, they're not gonna let you bring a giant thing of cardboard Pepto-Bismol inside the courtroom. Yeah, sorry. I'm pretty sure the judge would not allow the jury to see that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm planning on going to at least part of it, but I still haven't bought my plane ticket or hotel just because I keep worrying that something could happen either with my work schedule. I have some just important work stuff that's already scheduled during the trial, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna wait before I actually buy the plane tickets and stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, no thanks. I really don't want to be a judge. It sounds very stressful. Yeah. Have you asked Charlie's lawyer for? No, well, first of all, he's like must be so busy day and night working on Charlie's case right now. Yeah, maybe when the trial is all over. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, and I have this very vague tangential connection to him through my quasi relative, who is really my cousin's brother in law, who went to law school at Cornell with Rashbaum. So he told me that, you know, that Daniel Rashbaum was a good guy, nice guy. He didn't know him really, really well, but they were like friendly acquaintances at law school. So, yeah, so maybe once the whole trial is over, then I would reach out to the attorneys and see if Rashbaum or Myers wants to be on the show. Okay, yeah. So the actual trial should start on the 26th, October 26th. Yeah, but that's a sort of a question mark also because we don't know how long it's going to take to select a jury. but somehow I feel like most of the people in Tallahassee, they are not obsessed with the case like we are. I think they're going to be able to seat a jury within 3 days. She has to be. Oh yeah, it's so important for me. I can't go. I can't go now because something's happening. Can't tell you what's happening, but I got to be back by the 18th. I got to take care of my kids. Yeah. Okay, so thanks for getting the jokes. Okay, guys, so let's get over to James' channel, and thank you for your interest in this case, Justice for Dan. Please also think about going to HillelOntario.org because they do have a Dan Markel Memorial Fund if anybody is interested in supporting the Dan Markel Memorial Fund. This is an organization in Canada that his niece and nephew have been involved in. So anyway, just thought I would help publicize that because we're here because we care about Dan Markel and his family and justice for Dan. So have a good evening. I'll see you guys soon on Deep Dive True Crime or his other channel. Thank you for being here.